Hey guys, welcome back to Welker Farms. We got some fun today. We're gonna do something big and bright and full of delight because it's Christmas season and we gotta take care of that. So let's get inside. Let's grab some lights and something big and white and make it pretty. So today's video is brought to you by AG1. We'll talk about that soon. Let's go inside, make some magic happen. The Christmas stroll is happening here in town, and usually the local electric co-op takes all their trucks and puts Christmas lights over them, and whoever else wants to enter in, and they drive down. And people always ask, why don't you run any of your buds down it and get them all lit up? We never do. Well, now we got this, and it's in the shop, and it's warm, and so probably better put some Christmas lights on it and take it down the parade. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put a couple lights on the wheels for now. Take this out. I gotta wash the cab off. I just want to put the tape on the wheels right now while it's warm. And then we'll hook this on to the Demco grain cart, and I think we're gonna put some lights in that too. Better run them together. And then while this is out, we're gonna bring the 600/50 bud in here because it needs some love, and we're gonna show you in a little bit. So let's get to work. Well, I think I got the tape holding. We'll see. These are battery lights. So you can see, got some different options here for some colors and blinky blinks. But for going down the parade, I think that'll be great. I hope the tape holds. I've got it on the powder coated wheels because it did not want to stick to the rubber no matter what I tried. And then we'll put some lights across the rest of it. But this tractor needs wash now. The reason I put lights on now is I wanted to put tape on while it was warm in the shop, because tape sticks better in heat than cold, because it's gonna go outside, get washed, hook onto the Demco cart, and then dry. It's gonna be icy cold and bring it back in here. So hopefully we'll see if that stays. If not, I gotta redo it all. All right, we're making good progress, which means we can take a moment to step in the office to talk about today's video sponsor, which is AG1. Good time for a little break. Let's get to it. One of the easiest ways you can support your gut and overall body health, and that's where AG1 Next Gen steps up and makes it happen. Combining your multivitamin, pre and probiotic, superfoods, and antioxidants into one simple green scoop. Oop, there we go, right there. AG1 Next Gen has 5 probiotics and over 75 vitamins and minerals, plus vitamin D3 and K2. Makes for an awesome drink. I gotta keep my immune system supported because I'm a busy dad. I got 5 kids. It takes a lot of energy. I need a lot of energy, and I can't afford to have downtime. We want uptime. Downtime's only good when it's bedtime. Then it's time to be down. But when it's up, it's go time. And they need me, full force. AG1 also has 3 new flavors, which is great. Nice to have things changed up a little bit, but quite frankly, I like the original flavor the best. So I just stick with that. My daily routine is usually get up in the morning, work out, take some protein, some creatine, get a bunch of water in my system, get to work, and then I mix up one of these, because I like to sip on this while I'm here in the shop. It's simple, it's easy, the powder's super quick to mix up in the office, and so not a lot of mess, easy cleanup. AG1's been around a long time. They rigorously test their ingredients for impurities and contaminants to make sure they've got the highest quality ingredients as available to you. AG1 has one of their best offers yet. If you go to drinkag1.com/welkerfarms or scan the QR code up here, you'll get a welcome kit, a morning person hat, a year's supply of vitamin D3 plus K2, an AG1 flavor sampler, and you'll get to try their new sleep supplement AGZ for free, which has been a game changer for my nightly routine. That's $126 in free gifts for new subscribers. Pretty cool, huh? Thank you, AG1, for sponsoring this video. I'm gonna get back to work with this tractor. Let's make it happen. Let's go. Purrs. Let's go get ourselves a grain cart. Got some snowdrifts we gotta punch through here. Be like an Arctic mud. There's not much there. There it is, right there. Joy of finding the bulb that's causing the problems.
I found that one and that one, but this one, I can't figure it out.
Just finishing up some final touches on the cart. Parade is in about 2 hours. So, got the icicles across the top. Of course, got the battery operated wheel lights. Dad's wrapping some around the subframe. The bud. Of course, you gotta do the fenders. Fenders are wrapped around the cabin, and pretty cool to do every window, but the problem is I don't really want to tape the paint. Got the paint getting tape residue off, and you don't want to peel the paint off with the tape. So we've avoided that, so instead we've used magnet clips in different areas, like right here, and along the fenders, and zip tied where we can, so that way when the paint railing and staircases are wrapped, hood's got lights running around it. This is a really cool light. It's a nice LED stream that we use for our Christmas tree, which we don't have up yet, so we're able to use it here. And then of course the intake, and I don't know, we got more lights. We could just keep wrapping it, but we're getting pretty close, I think, to having this thing ready. So once they're done over there, we'll tie ring the battery. Got an inverter on the back of the tractor here, and we should be able to light it all up and see what happens. And then if all goes good, there's the inverter, 400 watt. That should be enough to run all this. We'll go have some fun. And we're gonna throw candy out of this thing too. I think those guys or someone's gonna be up back here. We'll have a radio so they can talk to me. I can actually see them from the cab too. But they're gonna pellet candy at little human beings running around. Clear of the tractor, of course. Hi, you ready? Here we go. Oh, wait, I forgot. Yeah, I'm not going through turning these all on for you guys. You'll see it when it's going down the road, but gotta turn all these on too. That's what it'll look like. There, that's better. Oh, that's gonna look sweet. That is gonna look sweet. Let's turn that, where's that button at? Cycle through them all. And, oh, here we go. So we've got a big 4D battery on the back. That should have enough power for all this. There's the big buddy. It's all lit up across the top. With the subframe, got sparkly lights on it. Where's it at? Where's that button at? There it is. There we go. Oh, that's just beautiful. Look at that. Sparkly subframe. Ladders and stuff are all covered in red. Glittery. Oh, it's bright. Okay, that's a sign we need to get out of here. So open the door, let's go get in line. Let's do a parade. Throw some candy at some kids. Where's that button at? It was there. You guys saw it. Tell me where it's at. Was it right? There it is. Okay, go ahead and start it. Throttle. There he goes. Okay, let me get the door open. This is gonna be sharp. Definitely not gonna have those on. Oh, it's bright. Those Thomas lights are something else. I'll go with you. Okay, let's load up, get out of here. We're not gonna leave all the Christmas lights on yet. We don't wanna run the batteries down. Gotta make sure we have enough lights to make it through the battery power to make it through the parade first. I'm afraid I'm gonna crush these lights getting this ladder. Okay, is there enough room in here? This is plenty of room. Ladder's still down in the back, but that's okay. I just rolled into town. I have no idea if the wheel lights are still on. We'll find out when we get there, I guess. Okay, it is time to light up the wheels. Where are we at, right here? That one's good. Let's see, light this one up. Where are we at? That button is so hidden. There it is. Beautiful. Better do these back here. All right, there. There it is. There we go. No, there it is. We'll do that one. Here we are.
Does she have a sweet tooth? That's one for Mark. Here you go. Merry Christmas! Are you guys ready? Yes! Hey, how you doing? Good to see ya. How you doing? Oh, there's one. I got a couple over here. You ready? Here you go. All right, I had Josh with me, helping throw. He's got too strong of an arm. Fortunately, he signed the liability clause. So, awesome. Thank you for helping.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, we got her completed. And it's a great Christmas. Merry Christmas to all of you. And to all, Merry Christmas.
See, all our lights just turned off. Battery must ran out.
Funny thing, the battery just got low enough on voltage that the lights are kicking off now, and we just finished, so good. All right, that was a success. All right, and like that, we're back. How long was that? Left here at 5:10, back at 6:34, so a little over an hour. That's not bad. I know we don't live very close to town, so it's easy to make these kind of trips. That's kind of why we feel obligated to take farm equipment down the parade, because people love it. How we doing? Good. Again, everyone. Thanks for watching. It's always fun doing this kind of stuff. A lot of work, but it's always fun. So again, God bless. You guys are awesome. You're the reason we keep doing this. It is pretty fun to run. Like I just got to drive it this time, not me. But anyways, God bless. I'm out. Going to bed. See you later.
All right, well, kind of getting back on doing a few things here in the bin yard. And what I have done is, let's see, last year we dug a line across there and laid that wire in there, and I wired up a box over there so that we can have power to those bins. We'll run another smaller line up along those bins to hook on some fans when we need to, but we always wanted to get power, since we have it here, to the Quonset, so that we have lights and battery charger and whatever. So what I'm doing here is, that's the wire I'm going to lay, and I'm digging a trench across the yard here over to the bin. That's the bin, that's the Quonset. But I do run occasionally into these right here. It was pretty good size. It wasn't going to loosen up, so I just had to back it up and dig over on the other side, and I'll clean that little in between diggings where a little hump shoulder is. I'll clean that up. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. I got this far. Oh, yeah, and I went and got a little bit of help. Let's see. Let me see if I can get that help. Are you helping? I think he's comfortable. All right, no. This. It's about 55 degrees out here. Just about needs a jacket, but if you got hot stuff, it helps. All right, let me get this fired up. Oh, yeah, to give you a history on this, some natural gas gathering company, small company up here had a yard, and this was in their yard. The engine was shot. But otherwise, you know, I mean, it's been used, but it looked like it could work. This is a ditch witch. And here it is, Model 20. So we had this twin V engine. And so Scott made the modifications to bolt this engine to it, remove the old one, and she works well. So let me get it started. Let's see how it does. I mean, I already got a part of it done. Let me see here. That isn't going to last very long on there. Okay. All right, let's see if we can get this going. All right, I'm going to set you down. Throttle slide. There. That's a factory lock. It works in a pinch. All right, so let's go ahead and get this going. Yeah, it's about 2 feet. Getting close, about 2 feet deep, so that should be good in this yard for the cable, the electrical line. Let's take a look and see if we're heading the right direction. Pretty close. I think I gotta move to the left, I mean the right a little bit. I'll run it for 15 minutes and you guys can run it the next 15. Kobe can get a turn too. All right, in a moment. Anyway, second day, I had a issue with the belt. But there was one that somebody had put on that was a little bit, just checking alignment. Got to go to the corner of that Quonset. Anyway, but they had a belt laying in there, which is a little bit bigger in thickness, so it rides a little on the top of the pulley, but it's one belt's working. It has a web belt, the 3 belts that are webbed together, but I'm not pushing it, and this here's working well, so not bad if you can watch it. We do have a slight little drip problem. That's my marker. Or maybe I'm blacktopping. Yeah, I just put some more oil in it, and I'll make it till I get to, let's see here, it needs to be moved over a little bit. Let me, there, get it lined up better. I was too busy talking to someone. Okay, we'll do that. So anyway, I've only got this probably 70 feet left, and then we can lay the line and bury it. It's going to get really windy today if you catch my drift. Does wind drift? Okay, we got the electrical line dug in, if you can dig it. No, we did. And I have it conduit into the building, and what we have going on here is no lights, but I'm going to hopefully change that after a little bit here. What we have here is the number 3 aluminum that we're feeding from the sub panel main box over there to this, going to be another sub panel here that'll have the breakers for outlets, lights, whatever we're going to hook onto it. Also, probably at least a 40 amp welding outlet. So in case we need to plug the air grain cleaner over here or whatever, it's going to be available. But what we are running to is, that was a used reel that Scott had found. Someone sold it to us for a very reasonable price because they had used a chunk of it, and then there was so much left, and so we ran it from over there where the skid steer is over to a sub panel box right there, and I finished that out. Well, then we just said, well, it looks like there's enough to run this way. So there's just enough to put the loop inside that sub panel for this aluminum. And then we dug it across here, brought it in the building. And I say all that to say, this is what's left. So I've got to put the sub panel here. And I'm not going to stick it down here, but I'll stick it in here. I think we'll have enough, but I think if we're not, I do have some splicers that go from, because I'm going to run copper. I do have some number 6 copper and, a short run of it. And so I can, once I access into this box, I'll isolate it, and then I'll connect with a splicer, the aluminum, to the copper, use the paste for the aluminum so corrosion won't be a factor. And then that way I can feed it into the top of the box to power the sub panel. But I have conduit to put, and then a 90 to go up into the sub panel with this underground cable. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do now. Is I got to cut. I'm going to use some boards. Screw it into these joists, well, not joists, but metal studs for the framing. So the box will fit somewhere right here, eye level, so it's comfortable. Then I'll put the wall switch right here for the light, and also an electrical outlet here for the welder so that we can plug it in from there. We got a long enough extension cord, or the grain cleaner, and then we can plug it in here and use it against these hopper bins. And then an outlet here, 110 outlet for whatever. And so that's what my process is. And then I'm going to run 14 gauge over, we'll feed the light, and then over there'll be a light switch and an outlet. So in case like the trucks are facing that way and you need a battery charger on it, you can just plug it in on that side of the building. So that's essentially, it's not an elaborate wiring, but I'll try to do it very safely so there's no issues. I also have a grounding rod. I got a pound in on the outside there, and then I'll run a copper line over to it, and so I'll ground the box, and essentially so that everything will be grounded into that. And the thing that's nice about that corner of the building is whenever it rains, it runs down, and it's usually always wet, so there should be good ground contact with that grounding rod. I'll pound the full thing in there, so I'll have at least 6 feet probably into the ground. So that should provide a good alternative source if it ever has to be needed. That's what I got going. And so let's see, I need to measure here and figure out right where I'm going to place the boards, screw them in, and then I can mount the sub panel that I have there. And I'll set you down right there. First things first. Second. All right, I'm going to go get the tape and start measuring. So what I've done so far is I've glued the conduit over here, and then I'll cut another support piece of board across here, and then I'll put one in here and there so I can screw the box into this place right here. And I have one, let's see where, right over here. I have one little section left, and so this is going to determine the height of the box, because what I have done is I cut the corner out to put this up through, up into the box, and those wires are going to just come up to about right in here, and that's where I'll put the splice to splice my copper. Did I bring that? No, it's over at the shop. The copper 6 that will screw into this number 3. And so that should work well. It's inside the box. And then I've got, with the splice, I've got some rubber hose that I'll zip tie on it, thicker rubber hose. And so there'll be plenty of insulation with it, and then I'll mark it as a splice. And then the coppers will come up in here and hook into your lug nuts on your bus bar. So that should secure that. Once I get the box in place and wired into the lugs, then just a matter of starting the other peripheral wiring. I do not have that hooked up yet. The breaker is not in that box. I won't do that until I get this one here secured enough so I can then power this, and this will be safely isolated from no touchy. So, all right, shocking, isn't it, that you think I can do this? Somebody is going to probably think that my work is a little revolting, but I've amped myself up to this. So, all right, let's go and get this connected so we're connected. Power up. All right, update now. I've been working on it for just a little bit here. I've got the conduit tied in to the sub panel. I've got the splicer tightened, transition from the aluminum to the copper. The dope has been put on the aluminum, and then that's fed into the main bus terminals. And so that part's done. I went ahead and put in this 50 amp plug for the welder or our peat cleaner, our seed cleaner. And that way, if we want to plug it in over there, or park it over there and use one of the hoppers, we can bring the extension cord over here, plug this in, and we can power that unit from right here. Just you open the door and use it. So, all right, the next thing is I'm going to go ahead and get the ground cable. I've got the wire right here. I've got the grounding wire, which I'll connect to the terminal, feed it through. Actually, I'm going to separate the buses. These bus one will be the neutral, the other, which will just tie in, and the other one will be a ground for the ground wire, which will ground in the ground. I guess as far as bonding, you don't bond on a sub panel. You don't bond the ground with the neutral. And so underneath this, so we'll have the grounding with the ground rod in the ground with this copper, bare copper. So I've got to take one of these screws out here, isolate. Let's see, which one is it? Somehow I'll make sure that it's isolated. So one will be the neutral and the other one will be the ground. And then if it has to find a fault to the ground, it won't electrify the box. I guess that's the bonding. Anyway, so I'll do that. I'll make sure that it's separated. But I'm not having very many circuits in here. I've just got the welding, so a 220 breaker, and then I'll have 15 amp for the lights and 20 amp for an outlet that I'm going to put in here too. And I'll have wire that'll run all the way down there, a couple lights, and then there'll be power at that other end, an outlet, so that if we would need to hook something up there at that other end. And that's all the wiring we need in this place. So, okay, so I guess I'll do the next item. Get the ground wire. Okay, I'm back at wiring the building. Let's see here, let me get up in this scissor lift. Why do you call it scissor lift? Is it because when you get older, you can't cut it? So what I've got going on here is I'm pulling wire across the ceiling of this Quonset, and I don't need conduit in this building because it's not a shop we use, just cold storage. I'm just putting in lights along the ceiling, and they've got some of the support across there that I can just lay it right up inside there all the way, so it's going to be good. So anyway, I just got to go length. The length is about 100 feet, and I'll drop it down over there. I'll put another light and a light switch. This is going to be just an outlet for just a charger or something. I've just got 15 amps, 14. Two that I'm running. We're not pulling any load there. We've got more load available on the north end of the building, and I'm going to have a door cut in on there so that we'll probably access that most all the time instead of the south one. I haven't put the other light in on the north side, but I'll run this down, feed the outlet, then from there we'll power the switch, and then the switch will go another line up, and then I'll mount a light. So there'll be two lights in this building, both on each end. Middle doesn't need it. Like I said, we just come in here most all the time. It's during the day. I don't know why, hardly ever we come in at night, but since we have electricity over here, we might as well get it powered. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm feeding it through, so let's see, will that stay? Yep, it should stay. All right, let's go up. So as you see right along there, I can run it right up and underneath and just let it rest on those all the way across. So it's well protected. There's nothing up here that can interfere with this. Normally, yes, if it was a building we're going to use and we're going to sheet whatever, I'd probably do conduit and steel, but like I said, this is extremely minimal use, and most of the time, I mean, we've got by this long without electricity or lights, but there might be a reason we want to turn them on, and we got it. All right, so I got to find the end, and I'm just keeping going and pulling all the line through, and then I'll drop it, move ahead, and then just keep till I get the other end. And then I'll have to turn the pickup around because this scissor lift, I've got the expanded gate or the top platform on this side. So yeah, it rocks, especially on this truck with springs. So yeah, this is fairly, oh, there's a guy. All right, as you can see, I'm a sunshiny guy, a brighter guy, because I've got power now. I've got the light switches in and the wiring done. As you can see down there, that light's on, and this one here, cool. Let there be light. This is the lighter side of this channel. All right, on to the next adventure. Well, good morning. Yeah, I do get up in the morning. Oh, there, now I'm facing you. I do get up in the morning. I got my sidekick. He doesn't kick, and his bites aren't very strong either. His bark's good though. He's still got a bark. Anyway, yeah, so what we got going on is got Andy from Pride Grain Cleaning to come to clean some spring wheat for us. It's in November here, and he's making his spring wheat. Yeah, you can tell I just got up. Maybe I'm not up for this. I'll try to be. Gonna clean our spring wheat. He's making his spring wheat run just before winter closes in. So it's just great. It's going to be about 50 degrees today. Beautiful day to do it. It's always good to get it done, especially when there isn't any snow on the ground. And definitely it's a lot easier than in the springtime. So we're going to get the whole setup. We got a lot of things moved over to the bins. As you can see, it is morning. He'll be showing up here in about a couple minutes, so I just want to make sure everything starts to run, and then he's going to get set up, and then definitely a full day, maybe into a little bit tomorrow, then we'll finish up, and then we'll get this checked off the list. Getting ready for 2026. So I did get lights, an outlet, and then over here I do have a light and an outlet, so we finally got lights to the building. I'll shut this off. I see Andy coming, and so yeah, so I got this. Oh, this door was completely shot. It was a wood door, and it was all fractured, whatever, so I had to the frame was off, so I put a slab in it and straightened the frame up. The frame was actually still pretty good, and that's a metal door, so that's good with that. I'm going to show you a little bit more what I did. So about a year ago or so, we had very high winds come, and we built these doors because the other ones, one of them came off on another high wind and bent it all up, so we made doors. Well, we didn't make it, you know, I think, oh, this would be strong enough. We didn't use strong enough tubing, And so what had happened was, even though it was locked down here, it wasn't caught on the bottom peg, runner peg right down there. See how much distance that is? There's a latch that latches right here. And what had happened is it pulled so much out, it bent this like that. Put a big smile in it. So of course we couldn't hardly roll the door open and closed. So I drilled a hole here, and then another one up there, and I took a chain on this side, I pushed it all the way open, and then I jacked it and pulled that back. And I'll tell you, it went clear back to like this before it would spring back. Finally got it fairly straight, and because it's weak, then I added this angle iron to it to stiffen this side up, and we're going to fix that down there so that'll anchor, so it probably won't have an issue again. The other thing I'm going to do, I've got the metal, is I'm going to build a walk-in door right here so we can get access to this side, because a lot of times we don't need to go through that side. We have to go through that side, walk all the way, open the doors. Then when we want to close it, we got to close it and then walk all the way back from closing that door. So we need a door on this side. So I got, I'll get that built here this week and put in. Got the wiring coated. Well, up there's Andy. So, got the auger in the bin. That's where the clean grain's gonna go. Got a number of trucks. I'm gonna have to take this truck out eventually so we can have 2 trucks to unload in. Truck and trailer. So let me run over here. Not much in that can. Let's see here. We'll give it some caffeinated fluid here. Oop, don't spray my thumb. So what I have here is, like always, got the Batco conveyor underneath the spout. Let's get this one started, get it warmed up. I don't want to start either. We'll give it a little bit more juice. A little higher RPM. All right, ready? All right, I'm gonna let it run a little bit in case there's any dew, moisture. Just kind of get the dry drums dry enough so that it doesn't slip. And as Andy's getting that, I think I should have checked to see if we got the breaker still on. I'm not sure if I do or not. Let's see here. Nope, we need to go turn the breaker on. Okay, we got juice. Project. Oh, well, that's a given. All right, let's get this girl fired up. See, I don't know if he's, nope. Battery should be engaged. Okay, all right. Let's see. You tell me when it started. Oh, it is off. No, that's on. All right. All right. I guess we'll go ahead and get some grain in this. What do you got? You're not here. Well, of course. All right. I'm gonna put some wheat to clean in there. So let's get this fired up. Turn it on. we get the other truck out, but this is why I want another door on the north of this. I can't put the door along the side of the Quonset very well because they've got at least a 3-foot concrete wall up, and then the bin. I'll show you here the building. Yeah, so you've got that, and then you've got this curve, so you would have to build the door in and whatever. It's just best, easiest just to put a temporary, not a temporary, but a simple walk-in door there that's lockable. So anyway, I'm going back here, and that's what you have to do to get this truck out. So let's take a look here and see. All right. That keeps the size from blowing out. A wedge chain lock that keeps it tight. Oh, let's see here. I got a wire here. Let's open it. This one. All right, let's get this started. This is the new blue. Let's get the battery connected. Make sure it's not in gear. Turn the key on, and then I'm gonna, it's kind of dark, isn't it? Okay, I'll let the air build up, and then I'll move it out and drive it back over there. Oh, here comes Nick. Checking on the old man, huh? See if he remembers how to do things, huh? Okay, well, I've got 2 loads dumped in that hopper bin that have been cleaned. We're going up here to take a bird's eye view of what's going on. All right, well, we're done cleaning. As he's cleaning off his machine. We got the truck empty. We're finishing the last little bit. As I said before in the other videos, this is a scalper. And what a scalper does, you see all the big chunks? That removes it so you don't have to go through the rest of the cleaner. This is a Carter disc drum cleaner. It's got 3 big tubes in it with little notches in it that the wheat kind of shoulder fall in there and then turns, and then it drops out at a certain angle. And anything else either falls out first or later. And so that separates just the wheat from a lot of the other material. This is, of course, the chaff that's sucked out. He's got a vacuum that pulls all of the loose stuff out and then drops it down here. This is a spinning drum up there with holes in it, and as the wheat comes down, that spinning wheel, these get stuck in there and then is taken out and then falls through that opening there, so that doesn't go through the cleaner. Then all the stuff that falls too soon or too late falls down on the bottom of this conveyor. And that's what goes into the separated cleaning truck, not the clean wheat. This is the clean wheat. So he's cleaning it all out, and then these here, got some chaff on me. These here are sizers. A little noisy. Let me move over here. Those are sizers, and so it picks off the smaller kernels and drops them down, and then that goes into the cleaning truck, and then the good wheat comes down over here, falls into this. Pretty soon you'll see this arm fill up. It's starting to run out of grain, but what happens is as soon as it gets a certain measured amount of wheat in here, it dumps it, and then it collects it on that side and then dumps it this way. And so it goes back and forth like this. But anyway, watch this. There, see? When it comes back over, it'll count and pull another unit. This is what we've cleaned out of it. And that's our clean week. Let's go up the ladder here. That's what we call the cleaning truck. That's what we took out of all of this. And here is the clean grain. And that's what we use to seed this next spring. This is spring wheat. So I'll give you one more glance over the whole thing. Well, that finishes out this year. This fall, getting to take care of our spring wheat for seeding next year. I'll take this and load it into that hopper bin over there where the auger's sticking in, and then clean the trucks up and put them away. Beautiful day. This has just been a great time to have been able to do this. It's always an advantage to have it when the wind isn't blowing 35 to 40 miles an hour, or it's really cold and the snow is blowing. It's about, probably right now, it's probably about 45, 48 degrees, and probably 2 miles an hour, and sunny. Oh, that makes it, he's cleaned out a lot of, or stopped a lot of noise. Okay, all right, that I'll call it. Appreciate you guys watching. I cleaned up got the spring wheat cleaned up, but I probably didn't finish cleaning up my act. That comes later.